Wow, we are live. And hey everybody, as people jump in, I see there's already people there. I have on the side right here, I have my laptop for any chats. So if you have any questions, we're gonna jump in. So hey, welcome to the Holy Roller channel. My name is Brian, and we're all about playing craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise. It's all about cruising and craps. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today, our next cruises. And I wrote down even, look, starting off with a super chat already, Rubber Toe. Thank you so much. Love the channel. Love your energy. Look at, did you notice the energy just went up when I saw that super chat? Man, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. The thing I love doing about this, the thing I love about doing this channel is the interaction. Like we started this, if you heard the story, we started this channel because we found something great, how to earn free cruises and how to play craps on a cruise and all of that. It was just amazing. And we're like, oh, we want to share this with people. And I also thought, man, if we do this YouTube channel, not only can we share the love and share the info and share our experience with people, but we can also try to raise money so that we can pay for the taxes and port fees. And then when we go on these free cruises, because they are free complimentary cruises, but you have to pay taxes and port fees. So that's a couple $100 per cruise. And if we can get there, if we can raise some money to get there, then we can provide content for everybody and teach them and show them how we get free cruises, but then also tours of the ship, tours of the casino, which I could never find on YouTube. And if there wasn't tours of the casino, or if there was, they weren't like everything. So I wanted to see everything. So I decided to do videos that I wanted to see. And so a little selfish of me, but super chats really help out our members. So all of our lives, I want to say all of our lives are brought to you by our members and people like Rubber Toe that gave a super chat. And so when we're all live, yes, you could give a super chat by next to the comments. You can hit there's a little $ with a square. But then on any of our videos, there's a heart symbol with a $ in it. And that's what's called a super thanks. And anything, 50 cents. I mean, if you like a video, yeah, give it a thumbs up. In fact, this one, give a thumbs up if you're watching. Hey, Scott. And I know some other people jumped in here. Give this a thumbs up. Exit out of the chat really quick. Give it a thumbs up, which that's what everybody says. I guess it will push this content out to more people. So what are we going to do tonight? What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about our next cruises. And let's jump in. I want to share. I have a little list right here. So let me just read it off to you. We're going to talk about upcoming cruises. We'll talk a little bit more about membership, and then we're going to talk about the new Icon and Utopia, the new ships. We're going to answer some questions, and if we get to it, I'm going to even talk a little bit about some dice and some little dice IQ, I call it, knowing a little bit about the dice. So, but before we do that, I want to share, I figure every time I go live, the third Thursday of every month is when we go live. And I thought it would be cool to just look over some stats each time that we go. This is like nerd stuff for me. But I figure because you watch and because you're a viewer and maybe a subscriber and maybe even a member or a partner with us here at the channel, I figured you'd want to know some of this stuff. And YouTube gives us some analytics, some things that we could look at. And I thought, man, I've been seeing this grow, and I thought I'd share it at the beginning of every live show right before we jump into the content. So every month, we've averaged about 200 subscribers, that we would get 200 more subscribers every month. This month, we got 338 new subscribers to the channel, which brings our sub total to 2,859. And I know in YouTube land that might not seem huge, You know, you see people with like millions of subscribers and stuff. But the thing I love about our channel here, and Amber and I just appreciate it so much, is we have, yes, a lot of subscribers, but people that actually interact with us, people that we actually know, people that we actually meet, or people that we will meet someday. You know, it's really awesome. And it's such a niche right now, being on Royal Caribbean Cruise Line and playing craps within the craps community. It is such an awesome, like, really tight-knit community. So we really love it. So we love all of our subscribers, the people that do comments, even the people that do comments that correct me every time I say something wrong. In fact, one of the things that I thought was hilarious is I did the number one rules. I've been doing number one rules because every rule is a number one rule to somebody. So I thought, number one rule when you're playing craps, it's not called the don't pass bar. It's called a don't pass line, bar the 12. And then on my recent video, I said, okay, here's the don't pass bar. And everybody's like, hey, that's not, you broke the number one rule. I thought it was hilarious. I laughed when I said it, and I left it in there for like, anyway. Okay, so did you know our channel this month has had 41,000 viewers? I don't know how YouTube knows this, but there's unique viewers and unique viewers of 41,000, and we have 2859 subscribers. So we have a lot of people watching. We have, in the last month, we had 66,000 views of our channel and our videos. So thank you very much. And a lot of them are shorts, you know, are short videos, because, you know, people probably just scrolling up, and I don't know if it counts it as a view like as they pass it, but hey, I'll count it. But anyway, that's a little something. So let me check out the chat here and see if I could say anything to everyone. I want to say what's up to everyone that's here. Roberto, third Thursday, and giving the super chat. Love the channel and your energy. Thank you so much. And we have Pick and Roll, Hightown, yo. And then hello, love your content. What's the typical, okay, I'm gonna come back to questions. Okay, I'll come back to questions. Hey guys, Scott says, let me see, I'll go back to that one, Roberto. And then let's see, number one rule, yeah. We're back from a cruise on the Anthem, MJ. How'd it go? Oh, got a free cruise. Yes, MJ got a free cruise and is a channel member. Thank you. This video is brought to you by you. And let's see, we got a ha from T Hottie, or is it Thotty? You're gonna have to tell me what it is. Oh, is it glitchy? Oh man, I should probably tell everybody, stop the Call of Duty and using up all the bandwidth. I'm using the bandwidth right now for this stream. And then let's see, fine here, okay. Got my free cruise, MJ, yes. And 212 subs. All right, so you're gonna have to tell me, Thotty or T Hottie? I need to know. And then, or you could just say what your name is in the chat. And then, all right. Patty, green, white, and rolled. Hey, Brian, from across the pond. Patty, wonderful to see you on. I don't even know what time it is for you there, but it's good to see you, man. It's been a while. Haven't seen you at over here in Vegas and different things that we've been doing. So look forward to see you again. Thought T, got it. Is that right? Thought T. All right, got it. And recent subscriber, I believe, and interactor with the channel, Thought T. So thank you very much for jumping in and watching and getting involved and going through some channels and some videos that we have, and asking some questions and giving some content. It's been awesome to have such good, encouraging comments. So thank you so much with the video comments that I get on all of my videos. It is encouraging because sometimes there's not a lot of a lot of feedback, and so you don't know if what you're doing is making an impact or if people even care. So thank you for letting us know that you care. It gives us fuel to keep going, so we'll keep going. All right, speaking of keep going, let's talk about channel membership. holyroller.com. You could get some merch. It's not just the Holy Roller shirt there. We have it in black, white, and blue, but we also have a cruiser shirt. And we also have, what do we have? We have Always Working. We have Horn High Yo and different shirts there. When you go to holyroller.com and you hit merch at the bottom, it'll take you over to see the merch. And the idea of the R is around here is it stands for our t-shirt brand, which is called Resound. And our t-shirt brand called Resound pretty much means be loud enough to echo and share your dream with the world, you know. So this is a kind of like a proclamation shirt, if you would, like cruiser. I love cruising. And a lot of times people say, hey, why the brackets around the R? And that's to start the conversation. Holy Roller, why the brackets around the R? And I'm able to say, oh, because I play craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise, you know. So let's see all of that. I'll jump back down and do the chat in just a second. But so supporting the channel, you can buy merch by supporting the channel. If you have ideas of a shirt that you want that can have an R in it like this, let me know, because I think somebody did broker. I was like, that could mean more than one thing. Like, you're either a broker or you're broke. You know, so I thought that was a good one. So if you have any ideas of some t-shirt names that we could put up on the holyroller.com, let me know. That would be great. And so let's see. The other thing that you could do is go to holyroller.com, watch the membership video there. If you want to know about the membership, we have viewers and doers, and the doers are pretty expensive membership. And some people are like, are you really going to get somebody to pay $99 a month for a membership to a YouTube channel? And the thing is, it includes going on a cruise. So it's still a cheaper price. And I did all the math. It includes knowing when we're going on the cruise, getting the coaching session, and everything like that. And so with all that being said, being a member at the higher level, you might say, do I have to become a member at the higher level? Can I just pay you to coach me and go on a cruise with you? Yeah, it's $2,500, but that's separate from the Holy Roller. We do life, health, and business coaching. And one of the coaching that we do, we actually show people and take people on a cruise with us and show them how to get free cruises. And it's the way to pay for vacation for the rest of your life. And part of the life, health, and business coaching is helping people, with their finances, although we're not financial advisors and nothing I say is financial advice. And then also just really taking a chance to look at people, like healthy habits, healthy sleep, healthy relationships, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, but that's a whole nother channel, a whole nother website, a whole nother thing. But anyway, become a member of the Holy Roller channel. We're really focused on that. And then at theholyroller.com, if you wanted to, when you go to merch, you'll see that there is like a $5 increment there where you can just give. If you just want to support the channel, maybe not through YouTube, and you just say, hey, I want to support what you're doing. YouTube takes, I think, like 40% of everything that comes in. The processing fee through holyroller.com is only like 3%. So if you give $5 there, we'll get a lot more than if you gave $5 on YouTube. But anyway, you don't have to do that. Some people like and have everything locked in on YouTube. I could care less. Some people are like, hey, I want to give you, some people ask me, I want to be able to give you more money, not through YouTube. Can I have your Venmo? And I was like, hey, just go to holyroller.com, go to merch and you can give there if you'd like. You could do one time or monthly or whatever. So anyway, with all that being said, let's talk about the new ship, Icon, and then we'll jump into the new cruises that we have coming up. So some people would say, hey, Brian, when are you going to be on Icon? I see it all over. Icon is coming out. It's big. It's the Icon class. It's a new class. It's huge. And I even shared some pictures. Somebody was on there and taking some pictures of the casino, and I'm like, whoa, it has 2 craps tables, which makes sense because all the Oasis class ships, the bigger ships, have 2 craps tables, and so does the Icon. So that's good to know that it's very similar. The casino is probably very similar to the Oasis class ships, meaning that they'll have 2 craps tables. That's always good because sometimes it's hard to get on a craps table depending on how many people. You can imagine if there's 4,000 people on some of these ships and they only have 1 craps table, and man, it's hard to get on. So you have to get there early, get your spot, and wait. Sometimes I'm waiting for them to open up the craps table, and then just so I can have a spot. And people just gather around, and everybody gets their spots, and then they open up the craps table, and some people don't leave. I don't leave. I don't leave. Some people, they say, man, I wish you guys would stop playing and give other people a chance to play. And I'm like, I was here first, and there's only, sometimes they do 8 and 8, so there's only 16 spots on the craps table. So, we were so excited when we thought the Icon is coming out and we're going to get free cruise offers, and they might not have the Icon on the free cruise offers, but we're going to use our annual cruise that we get, because at prime level in the Casino Royale, you get to choose any 7-day, 7-night or less cruise. So we're going to choose the Icon. And then in April of last year, end of April, beginning of May, when all of the dates came out for Icon, and then the free cruises came out, and it was a caveat right there at the top: does not include the Icon. Everybody was like, ah! Everybody was destroyed. I was, because that was my whole plan on getting on the Icon, was to use my free cruise and free offer. And they did not, that you can't use your annual cruise for the Icon this time around, maybe next time, hopefully. And then we didn't see the Icon on any offers, except for, we heard there was a couple, like 1 week, they put some Icon out and people just won the cruises. Like, you had to be on the cruise that week in order to get that special offer, and then it was gone. And it's probably because it filled up so quick. All the free offers that they had available. So I'm still looking for free offers on the Icon, and then I will be on the Icon. But this is very interesting. The I don't know what ship it is, what number ship, but the Utopia is an Oasis class ship, and that is coming out later on this year in the summer. In July, the Utopia, brand new ship, out of Port Canaveral. It will be doing 3 and 4 day sailings. And I got a free offer for a 4-day sailing on the Utopia. And I had a free offer with the Wonder of the Sea for 7 nights. And I'm literally going to go to Orlando in July, and I'm going to be getting on the Wonder of the Sea. And then after the Wonder of the Sea for 7 days, I'm going to be getting onto the Utopia for 4 days, and then we'll come back. So whatever that is, it'll turn out to be like a 13-day trip when you figure out all the days and the nights and all that. I always say 4-day, but it's actually 4 nights, 5 days. But let me check the chat because I want to stay up to date with everything that's going on in chat. Okay, let's see. I got a suggestion here. Do some $100 to $200 bankroll strategies, not too rich, just entertainment for and table time type. Yeah, I could do that. some people have been asking for the light in the darkness at a higher level. And then some people said, can you do the light in the darkness at a lower level? And I could too. Amber loves to do the light in the darkness strategy now at the lower level. So maybe I'll roll it out, or I'll have Amber on a video in the garage at the table doing a rollout of the lower level. She would probably be down for that, and she loves to roll. So that would be great. Let me see what else. Gave your channel info to some some guys wanting to learn how to play. That's good. Thanks. On my analytics, it said that I had about 1,800 people in the last month that have shared my channel with others. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's a high level intelligence of the R. Yeah, yes. I guess that's too much information about the R, right? Maybe. All right, just got Prime. Okay, doing the DCC pony strat. Thanks for your help. Yeah, very nice. On the icon in April, Bill. Oh man, I'm so jealous. I am jealous. Yeah, you don't leave the table, especially if things are going good. Is that Duracell? Duracell in the house. Smash that like button. Duracell always helping out the community and the channel. Thank you, Duracell. All right, let's talk about the Utopia. We're going to be on the Utopia, which is great. We're waiting for an icon free offer. So when that happens, you will know. You will definitely know. But let's talk about the next. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about our next 2 cruises that we're going on. And then I'll answer any questions that we have. And you can ask questions about anything. And if we don't have questions or whatever, I'm going to talk a little bit about dice, what I like to call dice IQ. Okay, knowing, having some IQ or knowing something about the dice, and then we'll be done tonight. Okay, so the next couple cruises we have is and the thing about being a member of the channel, I actually have member-only videos, and I went through, I think we have like 8 or 9 cruises that we have booked right now for the whole year, and we're still adding some because we usually go once a month on a cruise. And so right now, at the beginning of the year, I shared a lot of the cruises that we have for our channel members so that they are able to know what cruises we're going to be on and maybe be there too. And so I met and became good friends with a guy. I feel like he's good friends, but a guy named Andrew. His birthday, I think it's today. Is his birthday today? Or his birthday's coming up, or is yesterday or today? But happy birthday, Andrew! And I met him at the craps table. Turned out he's from Colorado as well. So that was weird. We went to, where did we go? I forget where we were. We went out of Miami and we went to the Bahamas. We went to Haiti to meet each other from Colorado. You know, it was kind of one of those things. And so because these next 2 dates actually are public, not just for our members, but these dates that I'm talking about, he'll be on the March one. And so let's talk about the January one. Next week, I'm gonna be on a cruise. Now, I don't know if you could get there. It's kind of like just a couple days away. But I will tell you, I wanted to give a shout out because we're doing our Freedom out of Miami. We're gonna be on the Freedom of the Sea, January 22nd through the 26th. This is our Craps for the Cure cruise, where we put up a cruise. This was a balcony offer. It was a balcony offer cruise. It was a 4-night cruise, and it was on the Freedom of the Sea. Overall, for Craps for the Cure, we raised over $28,000 for veterans and for service animals for veterans. And it was an amazing event. Craps for the Cure happens every year. And the craps community comes together and we raise money for a cause. And so that is coming up this next week. We'll be on that cruise, and it included listen to this. We were giving away we were selling $100 raffle tickets, okay? And people just paid $100, and then we drew their name randomly. And $100, right? And some people, they hey, give me 4 tickets, you know, or whatever, because this ticket, this cruise is worth a lot, you know. But this is the thing. And when I say a lot, it was like worth $1,500, $2,000, and this is it. It came with $1,000 onboard credit, so $1,000 plus the 4-night balcony cruise, and it was won by Rick S. For those that know Rick and his wife Marty are going to be with us on a cruise, Amber and I, and it comes with the 1,000, and we actually upgraded. Okay, surprise. Rick, because they're like, hey, we have that extra $1,000. Can we upgrade? And for about $1,000, they upgraded from the balcony to a grand suite. So they're going to be traveling in style for $100. Man, well, I wish I won that cruise. But thank you for everyone that gave and supported for Crash for the Cure. So that's coming up. It's the Freedom of the Sea. And I thought, how awesome can it be that we're going on the Freedom of the Sea after raising money and support for veterans that have fought for our freedom. And I thought there's no other ship I'd want to be on than the Freedom of the Sea for that. So we just got off the Freedom of the Sea, and so we're going back. It's a nice ship. I like that. It's going to be great. And we're going to Perfect Day at Coco Cay and Nassau, Bahamas. So we're going 2 stops on a 4-night. And then the next one I'd like to talk about is, I don't know if you see my hat here, Color Up. If you're part of the Color Up Club and Color Up Craps, Jeremy over there with the channel there, he is getting ready. Talk about subscribers. So I have 2,859 subscribers. He's getting ready, probably by next month, this time next month, he'll be hitting 100,000 subscribers. So congratulations, Jeremy, and all of the Color Up Club. I'm part of the Color Up Club, and for $5 a month, you can support Jeremy and what he's doing there. And so I told him a long time ago, I'm like, okay, hey, we got to get you on a cruise. We're going to do a Color Up cruise. Let's do this. And so now we're finally doing it. And so it is the Color Up cruise, and that is March 18th through the 22nd of this year. It's on the Allure of the Sea. It's a 4-night, and it is out of Orlando. So we're going to be there, and there's a lot of people joining us. And talk about, there are two craps tables, but talk about getting there early and saving your spot. I mean, if he has 100,000 subscribers and he's telling people, hey, I'm going to be on this cruise with Brian the Holy Roller, and then hopefully, you know, my viewers, his viewers, I mean, we'll definitely fill up a craps table, at least one of them. And so it's going to be very, very interesting, very awesome time. So I can't wait. So thank you to Jeremy and the Color Up Club, because, you know, I said I usually get about 200 subscribers per month, and this month it's up because I got 338 subscribers this month, and perhaps maybe it's because Jeremy you know, announced that he's going to be on a cruise with Brian the Holy Roller. He showed my channel, and so maybe I got subscribers from there. So that would be awesome if that happened. But anyway, yeah, it's all about the craps community coming together and supporting each other, and so that's what it's really, really cool. So because Jeremy's been doing his channel, I've been doing my channel for a little over a year. He's been doing it over 5 years, going on 6. What is it? 7 years maybe? I don't know. But man, he's been an inspiration to us all. So if you see this, I don't see him in the chat, but if you see this, Jeremy, thank you. Thank you for all you've done for all of us on the YouTube community and for craps and everybody that wants to play craps and learn how to play craps. And so we also have Joe from Craps Master Journey in the house in the chats. I see him say, hey, everyone. So Joe does a Craps Master Journey. You got to watch his. It's every morning he rolls out, and he's just rolling out, and it's a very cool concept. But he is like the idea is black belt, you know, working your way up in dice and dice control or dice influence or just rolling the dice, because a lot of people say it's all random. Yeah, we'll talk about that if we get there, if we don't have any questions. But yeah, check out Joe's channel, Joe from Craftsmaster Journey. In fact, Joe doesn't know this, but Joe, since you're watching, I'll tell you, I actually watched your channel where you built your table, right? And I didn't know, like, I didn't really know anybody. I mean, there was Jeremy from Color Up, and then I found your channel, and I was watching you build the table and your excitement. Like, some people say they like my excitement. I love your excitement and your enthusiasm and your dedication to what you're doing. And I watched his channel, and I was just watching it over and over and over. And this was before I even had Holy Roller channel or anything. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start a channel too. And of course, with the community and different people that have channels, I thought I'm going to do a channel and hopefully make enough to be able to pay for the cruises. So, so am I? Not quite yet, but we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going. So all right. So let's talk about what the plan is for the. So my son is 18. He's a senior. He plays basketball, and he is playing. Like, he actually has a game tonight, but it was far away, out of town, and so he is going through districts and finals and everything, like for basketball, in February and March. And so we're pretty like, the idea is we're probably going to skip February, but I'll have enough content to go through February on this next cruise. So I'll still have content for all of February, but we're going to be skipping February every year for the last 3 years or 2 years. I don't know how long it's been, but we've always went in February. On Valentine's Day, we've always been on a cruise since cruising opened back up. And last year we went on a cruise for Super Bowl, and just to see what it was like. And we were on the cruise during the Super Bowl, and we did not like it. Mainly, yes, you could watch the Super Bowl, but it was broadcast through like ESPN, and every commercial was an ESPN commercial. You couldn't see the regular Super Bowl commercials. So we decided we're never, because that's part of the Super Bowl experience for us, is watching the commercials. So we decided we're never going on a cruise during Super Bowl again. Now, other things like Monday Night Football or playoffs or whatever, you know, you could be on a cruise and watch any sport that you want to watch, even soccer and you know, baseball, anything. All the sports are always on a cruise, so that's no big deal. But the Super Bowl commercials meant something to us, and so we're like, we're not going on Super. So we decided we were not going to do, like, we definitely weren't going to do Super Bowl weekend for cruising. But then with my son playing basketball, we decided we're going to skip February. But for you watching the channel, you won't know that we skipped February, because we're going to have content all the way through, and I have some other videos coming up. Because in December we went on 3 cruises, so we got the 3 cruises. It's information still coming out. I think tomorrow I'm like touring the Freedom of the Sea. Tomorrow, that video will come out where, and then next week I think you'll be showing the casino at. Even though I'll be there, my casino tour of the Freedom of the Sea will be coming out, and I have some ideas for some new content or new styles of videos that I'm going to do next week. So it's going to be pretty awesome. I can't wait to tell you and show you about that. The other thing, in March. This is it. I have 2 cruises scheduled in March. So if I'm going to skip February, I'll do 2 in March. Well, the thing about the March one is it's like up in the air whether, not the one that I just talked about, not March 18th and 22nd. So the Color Up cruise, that one is locked in. We're doing it. We're going to be there. But I have a cruise early March that I might cancel if my son with his basketball team goes to state championships. So if they make it to state, then I'll cancel the cruise. If they don't make it to state, I'm going on a cruise. So, and I'm sure he'll understand. So, and that one we were going to be on the Symphony of the Sea, which is a Oasis class ship. All right. So anyway, excited about that. If not, I have other free offers. I have so many offers, and I know this is not to brag or to make people feel jealous or anything. But once you get into this, you're going to have more offers than you need. You're going to have more offers than you know what to do with. And the idea is you could just pick, like my brother and sister-in-law, I say sister-in-love, was just wanted to go. They went with us. They got a free cruise, and they're like, oh, I think we'll pick our next cruise in about 6 months. And so they did. And then when they went, they got another cruise, and they said, oh, we'll pick our another cruise in another 6 months. And so they go twice a year for free cruising. And so and the thing is, they get other offers and they just don't use them. So they just go as long as they want. And I have another friend, they go once a year. Once a year, we're going on a cruise. And they get a free cruise, and then they go, and because when you get a free cruise offer, it goes like if in March, or for instance, January. The January offer that I get will be, it'll have dates all the way from now until next January. And you just pick a date within the month, so the idea is if you want to go on a cruise once a year, you can, and you can go for free once a year if you want, or you could go once a month, or probably I could probably go, more than once a month if I wanted to, but I'm not going to because I got other businesses to run and other things to do as well. But it's nice for people that can work from anywhere. If you can work from anywhere and you just need an internet connection, you can be on a cruise and still work, and then at night and be, or whenever, just the cruises are awesome. Okay, I'm gonna answer questions about cruises. Let me look at the chat and see if there's any questions that you have. And then if not, I'm gonna jump into some dice stuff, okay? So let's see. Let me see if I can get caught up here. I don't know. Some of these might be. What are the question? I said I was gonna come back to a question. What's the typical cruise length to earn a cruise, and the length of each session? And are y'all drinking? So that's a good question. So if I was going to pick a cruise, I would not do a 3-night. I don't think it's worth. Well, I'm in Colorado, so I'm flying in. Like people that live next to a port, I think they would probably be able to just drive over to the port, pay for some parking, and just drive over and then take a 3-night or whatever. But to get a plane flight and to travel by plane all the way over just for a 3-night, I don't think it's worth it in my opinion. I think a 4-night is barely worth it because you get there, the first day you're kind of unwinding, the second day you're getting used to it, the third day you're like, oh man, I love this, and then it's like, oh, it's time to go the next day. Anyway, I wouldn't do anything less than a 4-night. That would be my advice. As far as length of session, it opens around 7:30 or 8 o'clock and it closes at 2. So what is that? 6 hours if you do the whole thing. So 6 hours if you do the whole thing. Now, some people say, oh, there's no way I could play for 6 hours, or for that long. Well, a lot of times what you could do, and this is why I always suggest to people, if you have to use the restroom, if you have to go check something, check your room or go to your room or whatever you have to do, just go do it and come right back, and don't check out and then come back and try to check back in. I see so many people do that. Now, if you're going to go to a show or to dinner, yeah, check out. Okay, don't leave your money there while you're at a show or to dinner. But that's why I like to do early dinner, and then do a show, and then after the show, go to the table, and then the only thing that's happening after the first show is another show, which is the same show that I already saw before I got to the craps table. A lot of times what people do is they have a late dinner. So they're eating dinner right when the craps table opens. Then they come to the craps table and they play a little bit, and then they're like, oh, I have to go to a show, right? And then they come back and there's not a spot, or whatever. And the reason why too is to stay, like when you check in, play your whole session, then check out when you're done. I see too many people like checking in, checking out, or leaving the table, then going to some other table, like some other game or whatever, or doing whatever, going to a show and then coming out. Like if I was having to play for anything less than an hour, I wouldn't even do it. I wouldn't even play for less than an hour because you don't get points when you check in, check out. It's all about average bet and time at the table. So if you play for less than an hour, you won't even really get any points. So people that play a half hour, 45 minutes, and bet in such a way that they only have 45 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever, they don't get any points. So they're going for money, not points. I'm going for points, not money. And it's a benefit. It's a good if I get the money, but sometimes, sometimes I'm happy with breaking even. And so I just play in such a way to break even. Although the last cruise I was on, the last couple nights, I went with 1,000 and left with 3,000, like 2 nights in a row. It was awesome. So let's see. Let me see. I saw a question come in. I guess if you do put a Q next to it, it's easier to find. But I should have said that at the beginning. So going on pick and roll, going on the Harmony in 3 weeks. Got my Prime last cruise, free drinks. Oh, I forgot to answer the question about drinking. Are you drinking the whole time? I am drinking the whole time. I'm like, every time I see them pass by, this is the trick. Order a drink. It doesn't matter if like somebody passes by, I'm like, hey, can I get a Coke Zero with a glass of ice? And then they leave. And then somebody walks up, any drinks? I'm like, yeah, can I have a Coke Zero with a glass of ice? And then pretty soon I have 2 Coke Zeros with a glass of ice. And then I'm like, hey, can I just have a glass of ice? Because my ice melted and I drank the water. So yeah, I'm drinking Coke Zero and water most of the time. My son is like, can you get a Red Bull? Can I get a Red Bull? Some kind of energy drink. But I wouldn't recommend drinking too much alcohol where, they have these systems. Like the way my systems, you have to be focused. And some people don't realize that. So they're like, man, that's Holy Roller, because now I get recognized a lot. But they're like, wow, that's Holy Roller. And they're like, hey, I really like your channel, man. I'm like, hold on just for a second. And I'm like in the zone, and every roll I have something to do. And so it's hard sometimes to have conversations with people. And so I can imagine if you're drinking and not sharp, you might be not, you need a different system than the one I use, I would say. You just need a simple system. I think what they call it, drunk, tolerant, and fun or something like that. Like, can you drink and still play craps? I've never seen anybody successfully be drinking and playing craps at the same time. And I've seen a lot. Well, we should tell stories sometime about all that. But no, I don't drink alcohol. So let me see. DTF, yeah. Let's see. Let me see if I got any questions. Let's see. Do you have have to pay for the first one? That's a great question. Okay. Great question. I think it's, is it Ninja Polka Guy? So the great question, do you have to pay for the first one? Well, if you have any kind of comps, like any kind of comps with any kind of casino on land, okay, I've heard this. I need to look into it more because I get this question a lot. They have, I have a video where they have this thing called Match, and it's on RoyalCaribbean.com, and I don't know if it's slash match, but they have a matching where they'll match your offer. The other thing I've heard about is this website called You Are Comped, and you go there and you submit your offer or your something, and they're able to get you on a cruise for free based on your theoretical at some other casino or something like that. So I need to look more into that, but a lot of times our first cruise, we actually, one of our businesses that we run, we made an incentive through the company that we work with to actually be on a cruise for free. So our first cruise was actually free on the Harmony of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. And we thought, wow, this is amazing. And it was all free. We didn't even have to pay taxes and port fees. And so that was our first cruising experience. And then we thought, wow, that was so awesome. Let's pay for a cruise. So we actually did pay for full price for our cruise. And then we never paid full price ever again. So I think we've been on, close to, I was just telling Amber today, we're almost to Diamond Plus, which is 175 nights. So I don't know, you could do the math on how many cruises you have to be on to get 175 nights. And we only paid for one. So and that one was like $3,000. And on that cruise, I won $4,000. So, no, that was the second cruise. We won like about 800, 900. So I think when it comes to cruising altogether, I don't think we've really paid for cruising. We're up with our cruising, I should say. So I would say try You Are Comped and see what and I'll look into it, because I'll make sure that's part of my cruise master journey. That Joe, can I have a cruise master journey? My cruise master journey. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's see. Question: $500 bankroll on a 4-day. What system would you use? I like the all day and the light in the darkness. Which is better? Okay, that's hard. I like the light in the darkness better than all day, mainly because all day. Okay, so if you don't know the strategies, all day, the way all day works is you play a don't pass. So you have to get past the don't pass. So that's one roll, right? Then you play two, and I just double up the don't, because some people use it where you do a don't pass, then you do 2 come bets, and then a don't come bet. But I just put it all on the don't pass, or I put it all on the DC, or the don't come. So in other words, if I'm using $100, 4 units, I would put $50 on the don't pass, then I would follow it up with 2 come bets. Now this is the thing. The reason why I like light in the darkness better, and I'll explain. But what happens with the all day a lot is that you get it set, or if you start with if you do the 2 come bets and then the DC, okay, you have your 2 come bets out there, you have $50 out there, and then you try to go through the DC. If the 7 comes right there, you lose $100, and it's on the 1, 2, third roll. Third roll, and you lose $100. If you do it on the don't pass, and it comes within the third roll, like, you have to get past the first roll. So I'd rather try to get past the first roll than try to get past the third roll, because there's so many people that point 7 out or point roll and then 7 out. So that most vulnerable moment, I just hate that feeling. Like, I'd rather lose a don't pass on a come out roll than lose 2 come bets and a DC on the third roll of somebody after their come out roll. I don't know. It's just the way I feel about it, And so the light in the darkness, the reason why I like light in the darkness, and the way that works is you pretty much put a larger Don't pass one roll risk. If you get past it, then you're automatically pretty close to just either breaking even, but you definitely have. So if you put $100 on the don't pass, and you get past it. Now remember, if I had a come bet, and a don't come bet, and I lost 100 there, I would rather take that whole 100, put it on the DP for one roll on the come out. If I get past it and get a 4 or 10, that's like the best case scenario. I have $100 on the DP. If it's a 4 or 10, then I will put $50 on the don't pass, or on the point, right? So that pays 100. So I even that out. So that's 150 that you have, $150 average bet. I have an extra $50 that I could go 54 across with the other numbers. And if the 7 comes, I break even. And all I do from that point on is I collect. So what I'd like to do is I try to collect a little bit. And then if I'm up in my bankroll, when I put my 100 down, I'll put out I'll literally, some people say, if you hedge it by putting out your hop the 7s or the 11 on the DP, to hedge it, some people say that will just eat your money. Well, it doesn't eat my money because I don't use my money to hedge that way. So if I'm up, I'll use that money to hedge. And normally, so let's say $100 and $10 on the yo would pay 150, okay? And then if you hopped the red for $30 or $10 each, that's $40, okay? So if I come out on the first one and I decide I get past it, and if I can win $40, okay, then the next come out roll, I'm using that $40 to hedge. And yeah, I'll lose it, that's fine. And then I'll win it, and then I'll lose it, and then I'll win it, and then I'll lose it. But ultimately, I'll break even. And so I might do an advanced version. I have an advanced version of the Light in the Darkness with our members and our members only videos. And so you could, if you are a member, you could maybe find that video, but I'd probably do another one there as well. So, all right, so let's see. Fastest way to hit 25 points without losing your bankroll. Okay, so this last cruise I went on, I decided to go up to $200 on the don't. So I went $200 don't. And so I had $400 on the table once it came out, and so when I had $400 on the table, that was $400 per hour, and so I think I got 1,000 points in like a short session. So fastest way would probably be, I mean, if you had a $5,000 bankroll and you did 500 on the don't pass, you would have 1,000 points per hour, play for 3 hours, and you'd have 2,500 points. But listen, some people that have tried, every strategy, and I have this guy, this friend, and we talk a lot back and forth, not only on here, but on Facebook and different stuff. And so Richard will tell you every strategy works until it doesn't, And so there's no guarantee that you won't lose your bankroll. But what I like to do, and I shared this at Craps for the Cure. I had a 1-hour session at Craps for the Cure, and they wanted to know how I do Light in the Darkness. So whenever you go on these cruises and you get free cruise offers, you have free play. So you have $500, $750, sometimes $250. But I think I had $500 worth of free play on this last cruise. And so all I did with that $500 worth of free play is hedge my bet with it. So I put my DP out and I used the casino free money to hedge my bet. And if the 7 or 11 came, it paid, and I protected my real money. And so I just did that until I ran out of free money. And so I think I calculated it. I didn't share this, but I calculated, I made $850 off of the $500. Once I was done with all the $500 of free play, I had an extra $850. So I made $350 off of the 500 of free play. So, but I don't know if that, I just wanted to say, whenever you hear somebody say, without losing your bankroll, without losing your bankroll, okay, what does it say? Fastest way. Okay, the fastest way is that everything rolls in your favor and you bet everything right on the right time, But how do we know how to do that, right? All right, let's see. What's the best way to make sure you're being rated correctly? And do you and who do you talk to at the table to assure you're seeing action? So on a cruise, a lot of times there'll be only 3 dealers there. There won't be a box person. And sometimes the dealers know enough to put in your bet. And sometimes the box person knows enough, will come over. And every time I see him, I just say, hey, what do you have me rated? And then I also tell them, like when I first get there the first night, I say, hey, what's up? I introduce myself. I say, hey, I'm gonna be here every night. Are you gonna be here every night? They're like, I'll be around. All right, well, hey, I'm gonna be betting for points, and so my system's a little bit different. But as long as you rate me, just let me know what I'm rated, okay? And they go, okay, yeah, I got you. And then so we do different things. And then when I see them, I just say, hey, what do you have me rated on this right here? And I kind of just point to what I have. And they're like, oh, I have you rated at, and I see them change it. And they go, I have you rated at 210. I'm like, okay, that's perfect, thanks. And then sometimes I'll press my bets. Like so once I make enough money, then I actually press my bets. So I have more money out there. I make the point more valuable than the don't. The don't is just to get my money back. So I press out there and I have more money out there, which is the casino money. And then I'm collecting on that. And when I go up and I see him come by, I'm like, hey, I went ahead and went to a different level. I went to the next level. What do you have me rated now? And they weren't there. So I made sure that once they were there, or I'll tell the dealer, if I go up a level and I pressed a couple numbers, and I usually wait till I get to another 100, so I calculate my money. And if I'm at 200, and then once I have 300 on the table, then I'll say, hey, can you make sure to put me in for 300 because I have 300 out there? And they go, oh yeah, boom, 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 and then there was one time I was like, hey, what do you have me for? I don't even know, and I really didn't know because I was rolling and pressing. So I go, what do you have for me? I don't even know. And they go, oh, I got you at 500. I'm like, oh, okay, perfect. And I rolled a couple more times. But the thing is, I always hate to ask because it's always like right when you ask, like, hey, what do you have me rated for? Okay, 7, 7 comes right when you start asking and stuff. So, but so I would say just make sure to introduce yourself, let them know that you're there playing for points, and so every time you see them, just say, hey, what do you have me for? What do you have me for? And some people, if they're really stingy or if they're not nice or they think you're not nice, they think you're being arrogant or something, they might say something like, when you say, what do you have me rated for? They're like, oh, we can't tell you. I'm like, I know you could tell me, but I see I have, and then I'll say, I see I have 200, so I know it should at least be 200. And I had one time out of, over 20 cruises, I had one time this guy goes, yeah, but your don't and your point cancel each other out. And I said, it was on a 4. And I said, yeah, but I got a $50 4 and a $100 DP, so you should at least give me $50 for that and count all the rest. That's still $100 points, $100 out there. And they were like, yeah. So if they, so anyway, if they say you cancel each other out, the only real way that they should zero you out is if you're playing a do-we-don't. You play on the pass line and the don't pass. Like that's when you get zeroed out on that flat bet. And then odds don't count. No odds ever count for any kind of casino points. I think that's important to know because I see a lot of people And a lot of people that play craps, I mean, playing odds, right? Play odds, play odds. Well, you don't get no points for odds. So people always, they're shocked that I never play odds, but I never play odds. Never play odds. Maybe occasionally if I am on the pass line and I hit a 4 or 10 as the point, I'll play odds on the 4 and 10 basically, because everything else, it makes more sense to just play the point in my mind, mainly because I'm getting comp value when I play the point rather than the odds. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's see. I hope that helped. Um, I took the dealers. I took the dealers all the time. So I think I did a little or a shorts coming out about this, or maybe it already came out. I don't know. But number one rule: always tip the dealers. Tip the dealers often. And so with the toking, and toke is it's a token. It means tip or to tip the dealers. So if you have $50 and you're going 44 inside, that's $6 difference. Just put the dealers across for $6. So I most all the time put the dealers up for $6. And what I tell them is I say, let's knock them down I say, let's knock them down one at a time, and then I'll put them back when they're all hit. So once we wipe them all out, hit every point, then I put them back up for $6 again. And I say, if we knock them all out all at once, I'm not putting them back up. So what that means is if a 7 out comes and we don't knock them out one at a time, I don't put them back up. So that's one of the ways that I do it. And then when I color up, then I'll give them. I try to do 10 to 20%, but I always keep in mind that I'm betting and they're winning and I'm winning at the same time. So I try to tip with or give tokes with their money. Like if I win, like a good example is if you have $12 on a 6 or 8 and you're going to win 14, just take the 12 and give them 2, because now you're even, right? Well, you gave them 2. The next time it hits, you don't have to give them 2, and then the next time it hits again, maybe you want to press, and then you're at the $18 level and you get paid 21. Take 20, give them 1. So those are the kind of things you could do with toking, and I do it throughout, and I like to do it with their money. So sometimes if I'm really down and nobody's winning at the table, the dealers aren't winning either, because we're not. And when I do, I rarely ever just give them a tip until, or just give them a toke. Like, in other words, when I color up, I'll give them the money. That's when they get it and they put it in the thing. But every other toke I give them, I'm betting for them. I just bet for them that, and sometimes they don't win on those bets, and sometimes they do. But I'd rather have them playing with us and winning with us, And one time I did, it was a $25 horn high yo, and it hit. And then I went to $50 and then put them up for a $10 horn high yo, and then it hit again. And they were like, wow, so it was nice to get the dealers involved, So that's why I like to bet for the dealers instead of just throw money at them. And then I will say this, sometimes the dealers, especially on a cruise, will actually pay you wrong, meaning overpay you. And even if they underpay me, I'm waiting till after the roll's over, and then I'll tell them, hey, you underpaid me at this point. I try not to haggle or argue with them at the time. So if they underpay me, I won't touch it, and I'll look down, and usually by the time I look down without touching it, like literally they'll pass it to me, and I'll just spread it out. Like I'll do what's called a splash, and you kind of just, you take the stack and you just spread it out. And what I'm doing is I'm letting them know they didn't pay me right. It's usually caught really quick by the stick or by the box. And if it's not, then I pick it up and I put it aside in another rack. And then later on, even on a 7 out, I will say, hey, this money right here was paid on my 8, and it was paid as this, and it wasn't correct. So you guys owe me $5 or you owe me whatever. I'm not going to haggle over the $5 during the game, like while people are rolling. And the same way goes that when they pay me and it's over, I just take it and I put it aside. One time I got paid $50 more than I was supposed to get paid. And I took the $50 and I put it to the side. And then I changed out the $50 because it was 2 greens. I changed out the 2 greens for reds. And then I pretty much put them up every roll until that $50 was gone. So I bet for the dealers because they I'm not gonna say you paid me wrong. I'm just gonna take the money and then bet for them. So it's literally betting with house money, right? Or tipping or toking with house money. And then if somebody was there, one time I did say, after the whole session, when they closed down the table, I pulled the guy aside. I said, hey, there was a lot of people getting overpaid tonight. And I got overpaid, but I gave it back. I just say I gave it back, right? I don't say that I gave it back by tipping the dealers. I just say I gave it back. And so I just let them know because some dealers, it was bad. I mean, people were getting paid a lot more and everybody was loving it. But I just felt wrong about, I couldn't tip all that money. They'd be like, why is that guy tipping so much? Because I'm getting paid wrong all the time, getting paid too much. That's why I was tipping much. So let's see. Okay, let me see if I can get caught up. Let's see. Sorry, it's hard to read and talk at the same time. Yeah, so a lot of dealers are learning on cruises, and I think that's the big thing. You have to be patient with them. You have to be patient with them, and be like play easier. Like I have complex systems that I do. Like if I ever do like the squeeze play where I start with 66 inside and then I do 22 inside pressure after the first hit. I don't do the 4 and 10. I just do 22 inside pressure after the first hit. I'll throw in $1, do 22 inside pressure. A lot of times they'll pay me, I'll add $1 to it, and then I'll just place it in the come area, 1 unit each in front of the 5, 6, 8, and 9, so that after they're done paying everybody, they see my bets right there, so they could just put them and stack them. So that's the kind of things I do on the cruise to help them out, because they do, go move slow sometimes. So a table on a cruise moves pretty slow, which I don't mind because you're getting rated by hour, by average bet. So I don't mind if it moves slow. Do you like to turn off when they bring out the giant clear box of new checks? And then what is it? The interrupting the roll. So I have this thing. I always say I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious. But after you see it over and over and over and over and over, you kind of just know that this is the pattern of the game. The probabilities are high, when you see it that many times in one night or every time you're at a table. And so this is my general rule. And I only do it if I'm trying to, like if I haven't got out of the hand already. So if you got out of the hand, okay, or if I have, let me explain. I'll explain it right now. And I might do a video just on this because this is a great question, turning off. So I believe that whenever the dice go off the table or they stop the roll or somebody buys in the middle of a roll, I could be wrong, but in my experience, I've always noticed that 90% of the time, 80 to 90% of the time, that the resolution, I call it a resolution, comes within 2 rolls. So it is either the point comes or the 7 comes within 2 rolls. Let's say 7 out of 10 times. No, you're not supposed to say 7. Okay, so 8 out of 10 times, I've seen it happen. So a lot of people say, how did you know that? How did you know that? How did I know what? Well, Because if I'm not out of the hand and I have time, I will say, take me down to minimum. I'll lock up everything that I had out there, all the pressure. I'll take me down to minimum, and they'll take me down to minimum, and then the point will hit. If I don't have time to take me down, I say, turn me off everything except for the point. And then I'm only working the point. And they're like, only the point. I'm like, yes, only the point. And then if I don't have, the other thing that I do is if I go off all the way, and I'm like, this will take too long. It'll be too confusing if I say I'm only working the point. Then what I do is I say, turn me off. Say the point is 5. I would either say, turn me off except for the 5. Just work the 5. If I can't, and I feel like that's going to take too long, I say, turn me off, and I throw in money, and I say, hop the 5s. And then I just hop, and then it rolls, and it's not a 5, and then I hop the 5s one more time, and it rolls. It either is a 5 or it's a 7, or the first time I hopped the 5 when the thing was off, the 7 came. I've seen it so many times that with the resolution happens within 2 rolls, either the point or the 7. Now that's just the way I play. It's just my system. Now, the thing is, if I'm out of the hand and I'm up, now remember, I have a DP that if a 7 comes, I get my money back. So I don't really care if the 7 comes. All I'm trying to protect is all my pressure money that I put out there. So a lot of times I will turn off, just work the point, and I still have my DP in place. So it doesn't really matter to me that much. But yeah, I try to protect my money or any pressure money that I won. I'll take it down if I can. I hope that makes sense. I'm gonna do a video just on that for options. That's a great question. Who gave that question anyway? Who was that? Ron. Yeah, Ron. See, Ron has some great questions, because the thing about this, Ron, is I think Ron was the one that asked me, have you ever did a $200 don't pass instead of a $100 don't pass? And I said, I'll try it on my next cruise. And now this is what I do. I just do it all the time now. I want to get to that 200 don't pass. It's a sweet spot, and maybe I should do more. There was a comment on one of the forums that I'm in, and somebody asked, what would you do with $1,000? And if you had $1,000, and I'm like, I do $500 don't pass. No, I said I'll do a $375 don't pass and $320 across. That's what I would do. Anyway, I might try that, but those are the things you work up to. So what I do, I'll do a video where I start low and I show you how to go to the next level. Boom, boom, boom. You're gonna try the 400 on the next cruise. Let me know how that goes. I think so. If you did $25. So if you had $375. Now, I always think of this as free play money. So if I had free play, like $500 worth of free play, and I got it all in green chips, I would spend 100 of that dollars. I would hop the 7s and the red, right, for $100. This is all free play money, right? So free play money pays $375. So I would use free play money. I would hop red and the yo, and then I would put $375 because that pays $375. I put $375 on the DP. If I get past it, then and you might say, well, why don't you just use $375 of the free play on the don't pass? Well, the reason why I wouldn't do that is because you don't get rated comp points for promo money. So promo money, if I put $375 on the don't pass, it's 0 points. It's 0 bet. So that's why I would use the free play to hedge my bet and protect my real money so I can get points and save my real money. I hope that makes sense. 2 weeks. Oh, 2 weeks, Ron. Do it. Let me know how it goes. I'm on a cruise next week, so I might even beat you to the punch. But I don't know if I do 400. I think I'll do 375. 375. And then do 320 across and put the rest on the point, and then put the first hit on the point, and then run it from there and just collect. So anyway. All right, we're gonna be done we should be done, but I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna do another video about the dice IQ, knowing dice, And the main thing I wanted to say is people that are setting dice and looking for a certain set to put on top, whatever it may be. Maybe you want to do the three, like you want your threes on top, like where is it? You want your threes on top, so you want it to look like that. If you want it to look like that, is that what you want on the side? Is this what you want on the side? Okay. If you want it to look like that, this is the thing I think a lot of people need to know is the other side of the dice always equals 7. Okay, so the point is, have a starting point and practice this. Okay, practice this. When you see the 6 on the top, know how to get to your starting point, because if the 6 on the top, the other side is the 1. If you're here, let me just use one die because it's hard to do in the camera. If you're right here, the other side of this is what? A 3, right? Because every side of the die always equals 7, the other side, right? So what's the other side of the 5? The 2, and vice versa. And I think if people knew that when they're trying to set dice, they can get to where they need to be right away. I think it's faster to set the dice if you practice with your starting point. So, for example, if every time they pass you the dice, the first thing you do is put the 6s on the top, then you can know where to go from there. You can know, okay, I'm going to turn this one once and then turn the other one that way, or whatever. Like, you'll know, and just practice whatever set you're doing. And so, big thing about setting, and I did a funny video. I thought it was funny, but it happens all the time. People spend like a long time, setting the dice, and then they do this little circle thing, and then they grab them in their hand, they shake them up, and they throw them. I'm like, what was that ritual all about, So anyway, if you're gonna set the dice, try to do it quickly is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, all right, any other questions? And if not, we'll be done. We still have 20 people watching, and we have 21 likes, so that's pretty cool. We did have a super chat. Thanks for the super chat, and thank you all for members and becoming members, and so that's really, really cool. So number one rule: don't do that. Don't do that. Oh my goodness. So anyway, it's hard to ask for support in the sense of funds and money. The money that you give to the channel here, I don't gamble it away. I don't play it on the table. I have other streams of income that pay for that. All the money that comes in for the channel stays within the channel. It does help me get to the cruise. It pays the taxes and port fees for the cruise. It bought the new camera or new mic that I have. I really have a goal, and this was a big one, by the way. But I have a goal. I want to buy a table, like a craps table for my channel. I have a spot for it in my garage. My wife would say, you need to clean out the garage to have a spot for it. Yeah, she's right. I have a spot that could be ready in the garage if I can get a craps table. I'm not looking to get like the most expensive craps table. I just want to use the money that's coming in for the channel and the money that you guys give for a craps table. I think that'll probably be my next big purchase. I might get a new phone, but a new phone or a new camera, that one, I can fund that. I can source that through another business that I have. But as far as all the money that comes in through the channel, I like it to stay. Rubber Toe, is that another one? Craps Table Fund. Thank you. That is so awesome, man. That is so awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's my goal this year. This year, I'm turning 50 years old. Oh my goodness. I'm turning 50 years old in November. And I thought, you know what? I want a craps table for my 50th birthday. So that's what I want to do. I'm going to pitch in for it. I'm going to save up for it. I'm going to share it here. And I need to find one. I don't know how much they even cost, but I know I don't need like a really, really expensive one. I just want one that worked great for the channel, but also would give me a real type of table so that I can roll and practice more. Because I really don't get a lot of time to practice until I get to the cruise and I'm just rolling out when the casino is closed. So I don't get a lot of time to practice like really like I'd like to throw. So anyway, let's see. Rubber Toe turning 50 in June. Wow, 50, 50. 50 is the new 40 or the new 30. What is it? I don't know. 50 is the new cool, I think. All right. I did that last year. Still can't figure out what I want when I grow up. Chris, 50. I know, man. I know. But, you know, I did say back in the day, I remember so long ago, I said I wanted to retire when I turned 45, you know. It was not 65, 45. I wanted to retire 20 years early. And but when I turned, is that another super chat? Oh man, Claude, $10. Thank you so much. Keep the dice rolling. Keep the dice on the table. This will help keep the dice on the table. Thank you, man. That's so awesome, Claude. I really appreciate it. Claude's been one of our members and supporters of the channel, like probably one of the first ones. So thanks, man. Thanks. I really appreciate that. I forgot what I was saying. I lost my train of thought. Retiring at 45. When I turned 45, I had a different thought. I had a different thought about what retirement was. Like, retirement isn't saving all your money and then spending it from the time you retire until you die. You know, that wasn't retirement for me. Retirement for me became, I want to do what I want to do and have my time freedom. That's what I wanted. I wanted time freedom. So when I turned, it was actually in 2016. This was 41. When I knew it was like, I was like 41, something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong with my math, but I knew 45 was coming soon, and and I knew I wasn't going to make it. And I said, you know what? And I had just a different mindset. So I started these different incomes, different streams of income, different businesses where I can have some passive and active income that would help like where I could work from anywhere. And I thought, this is what I want to do so I can get my time freedom back. And I remember it was 2020. Now 2020 was a crazy year, so there's a lot of crazy stuff happening. But I was managing over 10 restaurants at the time. And I decided, you know what, I've made enough money with all my other businesses that I'm doing on the side, which I'm not really doing. Like it was all passive. Like, I hired other people to do the businesses. And I made just as much money as I was making. And I said, you know what, I can leave this job and have my time freedom back and be able to do what I love. And that's what I thought retirement was for me, not saving up my money for my whole life and then spending it until I die. So I had all these streams of income coming in, money coming in, and it was actually, this is crazy. I just put it together right now while I'm telling you this story. It was July 4th. So July 3rd, 2020 was my last day working for somebody else, I should say. And it was July 4th, 2020. We just said, okay, well, let's go. And we took our travel trailer and we went to South Dakota and we went to Mount Rushmore for 4th of July. And I remember it was just an amazing experience. Freedom. You know, I was experiencing freedom, time freedom. And I remember this is crazy to think. We were in the trailer and I said to Amber, Amber, let's go on a cruise. And we purchased a cruise to celebrate my retirement, right, at 45, walking away and not working for anybody else anymore, working for myself. And that cruise that we went on, well, it was 2020, so that cruise got canceled. Then we picked a different one and it got canceled. And then we picked a different one and it got canceled. But when cruising finally opened up and we got on a cruise, that was the cruise that we won for the first time, a free cruise. And ever since, we've been cruising ever since. And that's where this channel come from. And it become part of the streams of income that I have now. So, wow. I should put a video all together about that, because that's pretty amazing. I didn't even put that together before. So yeah, celebrate the third. It says, I don't know, this is like YouTube. It says celebrate the third super chat of the live stream. Third super chat. All right, we've been going for a long time, man. Thank you guys so much for joining in, for watching. I really appreciate it all. And I think I'm gonna go back and even watch this video so I can come up with some videos that I want to do for the channel. Just kind of a shorter form of some of these videos. Man, you guys are so awesome. You guys are so inspiring. Thank you for all the engagement, for all the comments, and for watching the channel. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you. What am I supposed to see? I'll see you cruising and rolling. Wait. We got one more. Wait, what is it? What is it? You know, the video about the passive streams, income wouldn't be out of order. Time freedom sounds like a good time. Yeah, I have another YouTube channel that I haven't really done anything for a while. And I have another business. My website went down and it's been crashed for a long time. So I have another business that I would do. And so once I get that up and going, I'll probably just tell people to go over there, and then I could do a video about that. But yeah, time freedom, I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, win some more cruises. Thank you, Rubber Toe. And it's nice meeting you back in December. Have a great night. The Toasted OG back in December. Thanks, Ron. And thank you. So again, I hope to see you all cruising and rolling on a craps table soon. See ya.